Hey, what's up? I'm Ron, and as always, I got my buddy Ash here, who's on the cusp of being 18 months. He's a year and a half. Hey, buddy, we got him. We got there. Woo! A lot has happened with Ash, from development growth to behavior changes and everything in between. So, without further ado, let's start talking Kangles and let's get to it. Right, bud? Okay, so Ash, hey bud. Attaboy, that's my guy. Right off the bat, growth-wise, Ash, I thought stopped growing height-wise at 33 inches at the shoulder. I was wrong. He actually grew another inch and a half. He's now 34 inches, 34 and a half inches at the shoulder, which blows my mind. He just keeps getting taller. So obviously I've been told that Kangles don't stop growing for a long time. I didn't think he would keep growing height-wise. He's not overly heavy. Everyone will ask how much he weighs. He probably doesn't even weigh nearly as much as some Kangles his size. I think because he's on raw, I think that keeps him a lot more leaner and meaner. Keeps him really agile and fast. Not to say that kibble would do any differently, but I don't know. Calorie-wise, he's got a really high metabolism. He burns calories really fast. But yeah, I mean, height-wise, he just keeps growing. So that could also be why it's like a teenage kid, right? That's maybe like 12 or 13, just really lanky and tall, but just shooting up like a bean sprout. I think that's what he's doing right now. He's getting super tall, super lean. A lot has happened with him, like behavior-wise. He is like I find Kangles are just the coolest dogs with a lot of situations. He doesn't put up with any shit with dogs that are not neutered, for one. That's a big trouble. If there's something that's about his comparable size, which is obviously not happening, but something that he will perceive as a challenge to him, it's a fight. It's a problem right off the bat. Neutered males, he just puts up with. I just think that they're just so smart. They know what trouble is. And he just kind of flicks them off and just doesn't even pay attention to them. He doesn't really care. But anything he would perceive as a rival, that's trouble. And I've seen him become a monster mode, and it's scary. I can never let him actually like harm another person's dog just because I don't want to see a dog fight. I just see how strong they are, and I think other people realize that this is just not a normal dog, and they're obviously worried too. And it takes a bit for me to convince them that Ash is totally cool, and he always proves them wrong. But yeah, when it comes to a dog, I always look for dogs that are, unneutered. Is it going to be an issue? And then I'm right there ready to grab them by the waist to pull them away. I mean, in some ways, it's kind of difficult for me because you want to see your dog be like live up to its expectations strength-wise and to build the confidence, but you can't be irresponsible and just let it destroy another dog, which the strength of a Kangles is just ridiculous. I'm not gonna understate it. It's probably here. Come here. Stay with me. It's probably one of the things that it just blows me away. It's just the strength. It's just ridiculous. It's so insane. One of the things I'm gonna point out right now with Ash, and this is only exclusive to him because I don't have any other things to compare him to, but Kangles are very trust orientated. It's very, if you lose the trust of them, it's very difficult to work it back. And the reason why I'm saying that, here bud, stay here. The reason why I'm saying that is I had put a lot of time into training him, and he was doing great. Recalls, the commands, I was surprised. I thought I was actually entering new unknown territory of like Kangal training, and he was responding exceptionally well. And then unfortunately someone beat him up outside of our house in December, so about 6 months ago, assaulted him, and that major trust issues, major trust issues. So it took a long time to kind of get him back to a point now where I could like play with him, play wrestle. So now he's letting me do that with him. So 6 months of like positive reinforcement. And then between then and now, he got into a porcupine. So that alone wasn't the problem. The problem was the fact that I had to pull them out of his face, which meant I had to hold him. And that gave him huge, like, trauma from me holding him and having to pull him out. And now he's got anxiety with me, like, trying to grab his collar and stuff like that. So what I would suggest, it might be just him or it might be the breed itself, but they're very sensitive to trust. I would say that if you have the opportunity, or if there's ever a scenario where something's got to happen to them, like medically or whatever, if you're the primary caregiver, find someone else to bring them. You can't afford to lose the trust with them or to have them like second guess you. It's just so vital that they are always, you're the one in their eyes that they can always count on. And not to say that you can't count on me, of course, but it's just a crappy circumstances. It's like a chain of events of things that happened that just wrecked everything. So we're starting from scratch, in my mind. I mean, he's got a great foundation built up, but you know, honestly, we haven't been on hikes. A lot of our videos are all about like hike videos and stuff like that. I haven't been able to take him out on those for the main reason that when we were to go on a hike, when we're ready to go, when I got to put a leash on him, because I'm not walking 30 kilometers back home with him, when I got to put a leash on him, which I have to do, he does this keep away game. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I worked on it. I actually fixed it, but then the porcupine thing happened and that just wrecked everything. So I got to go back to square one with my training, which I'm going to show in videos coming up. Now he doesn't respect the food. Normally I would have whatever it would be, like burger bites or, you know, whatever the hell he loves. And that would normally do it. He would come. He would definitely come for the, not now. Anytime, and the moment he suspects that he's walking into like, I don't want to say a trap, but walking into a position where he's going to be leashed up, he knows that it's time to go. And there's nothing I could do. There's no trick I can pull right now. There's no like little trap thing I could put him in to grab him that would work. He seems to know it all. They're so smart. They remember everything. They're just such clever dogs. So, I mean, that's a big reason why I haven't been training him, like with the off leash, the runs and stuff, is just for that very specific reason. Now, you can't train these dogs like a normal dog. That's what I've learned. I mean, they're just so instinctive. And I'm not trying to discredit people from saying, hey, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? I literally have been like paving the way for Kangal training, and like I just said, up until maybe a handful of months ago, he was, I don't know, like just a freaking shining example of stuff that I would never expect these dogs to do. But just something happened. Now he just goes back to default instinct mode, and that's what they do. You can't really, you know, because there's such little information about these dogs other than them being in the field, which they were born to do. They were born to be field dogs, laying it down, and that's what they should be doing in reality, you know. And that's what I want him to be doing. And then hopefully in the near future he'll be in that position, because that was our original plan when we got him. It's just obviously plans change. But to train them like a different dog, it doesn't work. I mean, they're so instinctive. Anything could trigger them to be in a fight ready position. I mean, he could see something, like anything. You got to expect that when you have a dog like this, they're so tuned up and so ready to be instinctive and to battle. It's just what you thought what you thought your training would do is just irrelevant. Here, stay here, bud. Stay here. Yeah, it's my boy. What a good boy. I mean, we're going to get him back to a great position where we're hiking it up, adventures. Because he loves that. And I love seeing him. You little bugger. Get over here. Come here. Just come here. There we go. Stay here with me. But they're the best dogs. I mean, just keep in mind, hyper instinctual. I mean, just, for instance, this is a good point. Here, stay here. When he had the porcupine quills, we had to figure out how to calm him down. We had to figure out how to like lightly sedate him in a sense. And they're just the toughest dogs. We tried to, you know, just through research, we found out what we could do to calm them down and maybe hopefully make them sleep. But they're just so tuned into every sound, and they're just have this desire to always be ready for anything that didn't work. He fought it and fought it and fought it, and we tried it for like 4 days, and then we just figured we can't keep doing this. It's just not working. And just by chance, we were able to get the last quill out, and after all that frustration. Well, they're just warriors. They don't want to sleep. They're like it's almost like a prison inmate where you can never like let your guard down. It's just like they're always ready for anything at any given time, and they could be this second, and then bam, they're ready for action. So regular dog training is good for basics. Expect that those basics just can go out the window at any given second, and that's the truth. What I am personally going to be doing, and I never thought I would have to do this. I never wanted to. I was so determined to just make that classic training, like the recalls, and to like forge new ground with that kind of stuff. I might have to get an e-collar, one of those shock collars for training, and I never wanted to. Nothing against everyone who uses them. Apparently everyone who has one of these guys ends up getting one, and there's a reason for that. I just want to break him out of whatever he's in, and ultimately it's just, they're just so stubborn. They're so independent dogs, and it's the best thing too. I mean, these are the dogs that actually can save your life from something. So you never want to train out these characteristics. Battle ready, willingness to lay their life on the line for you. You just can't even train them out of them. They're just there. Right, bud? Yeah. So I might be doing e-collar training in the near future. I'm going to try my best to work around that. If I have to do it, working in a way where it's always like reward orientated rather than punishment orientated. Yeah, you're the sweetest guy ever. You're just such a sweet guy. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. But that's the lowdown on that. And then until I have a better way of training him, I can't afford to go on these runs where he just kind of dicks off. For honestly, the last one, the breaking point for me was that I couldn't get a leash on him, and he'd just run away for 4.5 hours. It was just so insane. I gave him that was like the 9th chance of having to go through that. And I was like, I just can't do this. As much as I love this guy with all my heart, I can't go through 9 hours, 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours, and it was middle of winter here. So it's like, it was just by chance another person with a dog was coming down the trail late in the afternoon when I would never think anyone would be coming, and I was able to get him distracted enough to put the leash on. And so the position I'm in right now is, how do I get him to be the best he could be with just respecting when it's time? We walk for hours. It's not like I'm going for like a 5-minute walk. We're going literally outside where there are hikes, and I only film like 10 minutes of it, 15, 20 minutes. We're out there for like 3 hours. So it's like these dogs want to be out all day. They love He loves adventure. He loves scent trails, all this stuff. So the next goal, the next wave of our training is going to be, how do we keep the Kangal and just go on cool adventures until we get the livestock stuff figured out, where he has just free run, and how to find that balance until his destiny is the purpose and the final destiny of this particular dog, Ash, is fulfilled. So that's where we're at. And but it's still awesome. I mean, I take him all over the place. There's a lot of places that are large areas that are fenced in for this kind of stuff, and he's fine. It's just no one wants to have a dog run across a highway, or these are the things that I'm always worried about when he does this running away thing, because he doesn't go far. He just knows he's faster in every way and just can evade everything. He's just so agile, so fast. And quite frankly, I think him not running and jumping up cliffs and all this kind of stuff is probably affecting his muscle mass as well too. So the one thing is that he's eating raw, like I said, but it's just his actual exercise regimen just kind of changed a bit. So this is the summer of getting him to just being just ripped. I want to get him to be the best possible fitness of his life, best possible potential that he can be as a dog, as a Kangal, and just let him do his thing. So that's where we're at, and that's Ash. Yeah, what a good boy. That's where Ash is at. So our next few videos, probably a lot of training stuff. I'm getting a back. You know what? I'm gonna put it out there with my words. Ash is back running. Ash is back adventuring. Ash did it. We achieved it. We achieved it, and we'll show you guys how we did it. I don't yet. We haven't even started yet. We're just getting started. Ash the Kangal and Kangal stuff is just getting started. So that's that, guys. If you guys happen to like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button. If you guys want to subscribe and join the adventure, hit the subscribe button. We always love seeing the audience grow. You know, you guys are awesome. These dogs are super cool, and I think they're becoming a little bit more popular now. So if we could help, you know, break new ground, and if there's any information we can uncover that, you know, isn't just what do you do with them in a field watching sheep, we'll figure it out. We'll cover it. Right, bud? Yeah, we're gonna do some good stuff, huh? Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, and yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Right, buddy? Take care.